Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here with the Golden Opportunities Coaching YouTube channel and the Pro Wrestling Logic YouTube channel. We continue our foray into WCW 19 and 91. This is the 11291 edition featuring Jim Ross alone on commentary, including footage of Lawrence Taylor cutting a promo for his program, featured an ad for Wrestle War 91, including footage of Sid Vicious attacking Norman during the pre-Christmas episode, and a football match being hyped. Ric Flair battling the world champion Sting to win the title. Also, there is a Sid Vicious footage featuring previous night show Meadowlands. Lex Luger with Lawrence Taylor beating Big Cat in the football match, and Ric Flair winning that world championship. Brian Pillman and Mark Kyle are off to the beginning here. 4:37. During the bout, it's announced that the upcoming Clash of Champions would be held at the CNN Center atrium, which I think probably shows you where the program is going in a lot of ways. If you're holding a television taping at a existing production studio building and not in front of a live audience, again, nothing wrong with it, but it also is indicative of some challenges. Pillman, hits punches, kicks, and eventually the cross body. Ricky Morton out next in a relatively basic match here. Wild Bill Irwin is his opponent. Morton kind of, I guess you'd say, still around looking for something to do more accurately. Arm bars and the like, basic stuff. Bill Irwin isn't here very long. Again, Bill Irwin's majority of his stuff is from the world-class WCCW area, which we have over 300 audios available on that program as well. So, anyway, I mean, he kind of takes his man down a little bit here and manages to get things going in a more positive direction. Then we see the, I guess you'd say, the hype for the sexiest wrestler deal here. Then we go to the Renegade Warriors against the Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker and his partner, James Earl Wright. Renegade Warriors, I believe, become Tribal Nation in Global a few years later. Interesting that they go to WCW then drop back to GWF, just at least interesting to me. But I mean, basic match bumping around here. The Native American duo is your babyface duo. They managed to get I guess you'd say, relatively quick victory there. And again, basic maneuvers along the way. The Tribal Nation, aka the Youngbloods, kind of, in a promo with Paulie Dangerously, they don't get exactly what they want out of it. Dangerously, though, does try to guide them through something. It's basic enough. Then we see a Z-Man squash match here. The Z-Man has been your television champion for a while, on and off. Also, and that is more in the vein of being 1990-ish, which we are getting to 1990, probably starting this week. My goal is to finish 1990 by the end of January, or the end of February, but who knows where that goes. Zink managing to hit a couple of leapfrogs and some enziguris. Basic stuff there for Tom Zink as he manages to get things going in a basic enough scenario, and he manages there also to kind of, couple of drop kicks and the cross bodies on his opponent for the day. Tom Zink also managing to do everything he can to kind of keep things under some semblance of control. We get the tie-up there, and then we see a promo from Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor basically going at it and complaining about not getting a shot at the television championship, believing that he should have a shot at that television championship. Very bothered by the fact that he doesn't. also basically says that Bobby Eaton's getting shots and he doesn't deserve them. Terry Taylor has been, since coming back to WCW in late 1990, kind of doing the babyface thing for a little while, although never really gets over the Red Rooster gimmick, as it were, and kind of has issues. Taylor, without a doubt, probably a more influential office guy than he is a, non-office talent. And, that promo eventually leads to Bobby Eaton and Terry Taylor having a mini feud the last couple of months. Jim Ross, again, doing the majority of the announcing on his own on this particular occasion, and ultimately, trying to get people hyped up for the coming clashes, the beginning of the Wrestle War thing, Sid taking people out from the 12/22 edition, which we will talk about at the time. Sid, of course, a major talent who, getting into it with Trucker Norman, who's basically doing a gimmick as though he's slow, kind of there, and they're kind of hyping that thing. And they're, again, I think Norman was supposed to be a longer-term feud for Sid, but he doesn't stay with the company terribly long, so they move him on to being in a feud with Sid, that is, with El Gigante. Then we go to Sting being in the match with Ric Flair at the Meadowlands, highlights of that, and Flair obviously kind of falls onto his opponent and tips up on the, tries to cheat, gets the feet on the ropes. Flair again getting a victory, cheating to win the championship for, I believe, a seventh time. Obviously, Ric Flair, not a seven-time WCW champion, but they're blending the NWA WCW championship, and ultimately Sting, who had won the championship at the Bash, Great American Bash in 1990, in, I believe, July, sees the end of his first world title reign here. Then we move to couple of shots under the chin for a enhancement talent who has a bit of wonder, and again, kind of a Shane Douglas 1991, or I believe Shane Douglas here. Let me go double check here. And again, various masked guys, various enhancement talent at the time were kind of, sort of treated with a certain level of respect, although not really there. And we kind of get to a pretty basic time killing at this point. Again, it's talked about Luger facing part of Doom. Then we move to the Sid Vicious pinning Norman with a leg drop, 354. Again, kind of filling in with a couple of extra matches. And again, it's hard because this particular version of WCW is about to go through so many changes. Bookers are changing on a regular basis, everything changing on a regular basis, and it's almost as if they don't know what's coming up or down, and that creates a lot of just, wouldn't even say bad wrestling, just wrestling that's there to fill time. And when you're filling time on a national television project, it's awkward. Alexandra York out here, she is doing the computer gimmick. Michael Wall Street has debuted in the previous weeks. Wall Street doesn't stay all that long, though, so that's a little awkward. Missy Hyatt and Paul Heyman get into things. There is the WCW Sexiest Wrestler contest they keep yammering on about. I say yammering on because the contest really doesn't have a long-term benefit, nor does it have a, other than, building a mailing list, I guess, could be considered a long-term benefit if you wanted to considered that as such. But the Missy Hyatt Paul Heyman continued issues are the main focus of the segment. Paul Lee dangerously and Alexander York also not particularly getting along very well. Then we go to another in the series of highlights from a previous program because, again, kind of missing the main run of it here. And, with 10 minutes left in the program, they kind of do another squash match or two, and we go back to the basics here in a really simplistic way. The firebreakers and all of that is there. Nothing really left for the complete rest of the program fully. And then we move to the end of the show, kind of in a very basic mindset here. And we close on that note. We will be back with more right after this.